For Asgard, let the lightning be our sword and the sun be our shield. Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman. And, lately I've been suspect, particularly on this character that we all know about in history. Like, somehow we all know about this character. But funny enough is, until now, I never thought about it. How come there hasn't been one of these escapees to ever testify? Why hasn't there ever been one of these escapees' ancestors to ever testify about this Harriet Tubman character? Not one, not a documentary, nothing. You think there would be. These people escaped slavery, went to Canada, as they say. So, therefore, they should be free. They should be free, and their family should be free. They should be having families upon families and having ancestors testify and document this story. I've never heard one. Not in school, not once. Not in school, not once did they ever bring up their ancestors or those that have escaped to testify or be documented. When you look back in the years, there's been documents, video records from the 1900s, from the late 1800s. Video documents of people moving and talking in camera. But not one time, not once have I heard of any of these ancestors, family members, escapees ever speak about it. You'd think this would be big news. That these governments, whatever, news people would want to know more about this story. And they would share about it, but not one. Not one story. So I have this question, like how do we know about this? How do we know about this character? How did we know about this character? These characters are given. I think this is more like this is what I think regarding this character. Just a fairy tale used to, keep these so-called slaves patient, where they can wait for someone to save them rather than they escape themselves. They're going to sit patiently as a slave waiting for this person to save them. So instead of them running away, they're going to wait. So the so-called slave masters are going to tell them, hey, there's a Harriet Tubman going around helping slaves escape, helping them find freedom. Because these slaves don't know where they're going to go. They don't know east from west. They just got here, I don't want to say randomly, but they're here. They don't know where the corner store is. They don't know where up is or down is. They don't know where the swamp is, where the highway is. They don't know where east, north, south. They don't know where Canada is. Man, they probably never heard of Canada. Let alone know where it is. So it would make sense for them to wait. So this person is going to go from America to Canada. And many people can't even do that while driving, man. People do that while driving and they get tired. Some may get a little sick. Some, need a break. Some people just can't travel like that. But this person was able to do that walking, basically, on horse carriages, back and forth. I mean, imagine this: you walk all the way from Canada to America. Don't you think she needs a rest? Or did she just walk from Canada to America right back without any breaks or anything? And you have like the slave masters and the police or the guards chasing them. Are they going to take a break somewhere? Did this person really go from Canada all the way to Texas, Alabama to save people? See, some things in the story doesn't really make sense. And then they're walking in darkness. Darkness. Even in these developed cities, when power cuts and you go outside, it is pitch dark. Driving on these roads, you have your car lights on, but it's still pitch dark. There's no headlights, there's no street lights or anything. It's pitch dark. And you're freaking out, like, are you on the road or not? You don't know where the grass is. You don't know where what is. So these people are walking in pitch dark, back and forth. While they're also got to keep eye on alligators, other animals, worthless mutts, dogs, the guards, swamps, lakes, water, river, mountains, hills, rocks, boulders, cliffs. I think, and I'm going to accept and believe, this person never really existed. Because these pictures, they look weird. Like, this picture looks like it's been AI'd. Like, something isn't right with this picture. I don't know what it is, but something isn't right with it. This looks AI'd. And we've all seen this one before. Was this really a woman? If I shown someone this, not saying who it is, I think they would think this is a man. Was this really a woman? I think this was just AI. If not AI, they just picked some random person, random guy, and just took pictures to keep the story going. It's possible. They could do that. Why couldn't they do that? These people were able to sail on ships to the New Americas, to the Americas. People have made, cannons and all this other stuff. You don't think they could be able to create a character and keep it going for years? People don't realize the capabilities of the hidden hand. They don't consider the capabilities of what they can and cannot do. Mostly what they can do. And this is a picture I have never seen before until right now. It's fairly new. And who's taking these pictures? And that's another question. Who's taking these pictures? Where was she? Where did these pictures come from? Where did she take them? Who took these pictures? Why did they take them? How did they take them? How did they develop the picture? People don't ask those simple, basic questions. Who took these pictures and why? Was this before or after the whole thing? Or the whole escapee thing? Who took these pictures? Is that the same? Yeah, I don't. There's something wrong with this picture, but I don't know. I don't think. Does this look like a woman to you? Does this look like a woman? Not saying it isn't, but in my opinion, very suspect. Younger one? Are you sure? But I've never seen these pictures before. Where are they coming from? Remember, I've done research on Harriet Tubman back in school, in my public school days. Never seen these pictures. Been through so many Black History Months. Never seen these pictures. Only picture they show of Harriet Tubman has always been this one. Or this one right here. They've never shown this one. Even this one. Something's wrong with this picture. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. In this picture, her nose is like, your nose should never change. Your nose never changes unless you're from a child to whatever. But once you develop, your face develops, your nose is not going to change. Your nose and your ears aren't changing. You're stuck with the nose that you have. You're stuck with it. But somehow her nose here is more wide here. Why is it more wide in this picture? And all the other ones, her nose is like fine, like looks normalized. Her nose is normal here. Normal nose. It's not wide or anything. But now all of a sudden her nose is like wide. Like, you can't, unless you did surgery, your nose isn't going to change. Whatever you do, you can't change your nose. There's something going on here. And I'm confident. See, her nose is normal here. How'd it go from normal to wide like this? I am positive. I won't say positive, but I accept that this is just a character. I accept that this was a man. They used a man, and the power that they had, an actor. I mean, they were doing plays since forever. They were doing plays since forever, acting since forever. So you can't tell me that they can't just dress people up and pay them to act. Pay them money or whatever, or circumstances. You're good. I believe that this is possibly a man, and I believe that they never existed. There was no so-called Underground Railroad. Why call it an Underground Railroad when it's not really an Underground Railroad? Why call it that? Nothing was done underground. Was it really underground? It never really happened, though. But you got to question, like, even if it did happen, all the other circumstances, the dark, the weather, the climate, the where you are, the cliffs, other beasts. Where's north, east, west? No lights. You're going to go from Canada to America and back right away? You're going to rest? You have children, you have maybe seniors, other older people, disabled people. Is she going to leave the disabled people? behind? Is she going to leave the seniors behind? Is she going to leave the children behind? And who took these pictures? Why did they take these pictures? See, why is her nose different? This is AI, man. Obviously, this wasn't AI. I think some of these pictures of her as AI are created. They can easily create this. They can easily make these pictures, make old pictures like this, dress people up like this. Photoshop, AI, CGI things. They do this in movies all the time. They do it in movies all the time. They create these pictures in movies all the time. You're watching movies in 2024 and they show a picture based on 1919. The same quality, same clothing. They can do this easily in real life. Who's taking these pictures? Where did they come from? Why are they taking pictures? What were they doing before and after? Who decided that they need to stop and take a picture? What for? If you're a so-called slave, what are you taking a picture for? Shouldn't you be working or something? Who are you taking a picture for? Are you starting an album, a photo album? What is the purpose? And I can go on about this so-called slavery, but let's keep that at bay right now. For Asgard, let the lightning be our sword and the sun be our shield.